This time last year, the Newton Eagles claimed their second straight state championship title over Canadian. At times, a win like that can mean so much more than just football. And in that moment last year, it was a moment that the Newton players, coaches, and the town will remember forever because of a man they called Coach.
W.T. Johnston is going to win a state title. And imagine what's going through his mind.
It's in the books. Back-to-back for W.T. Johnston and the Newton Eagles.
I just wanted it so badly for him, for the team, for the community. It just was even more special.
This has been a long journey. I can't describe it. I'd have to have an hour to tell you.
I still go back and watch his state interview. I feel like I can handle it a lot better now. We knew it was probably his last year coaching, and we just really wanted to win it for him.
I've been given a great gift. I've been able to see how my life could affect people before I die.
It was almost like it wasn't even a football environment. It was just this overwhelming coming together.
And these guys, they've touched my life.
To see his face when we came out with it and the relief after the game, I still cherish that moment every day.
He wasn't supposed to make it to the season, and he looked up and he was there at the end, and I told the kids that night that, I think the Lord let him stay longer than he was supposed to, but it was for a reason.
In 1999, W.T. was diagnosed with a lung disease that over time required him to have a double lung transplant in 2015. By 2017, his body began rejecting his new lungs. Following the first state title win, his doctors gave him some difficult news.
Before the season, he told me that he needed to talk to me, and that he said he had 6 months, and it was just like life hit me.
I probably did not really realize how sick he really was that fall until in December, because he had always overcome so much. I just thought he was going to keep overcoming.
There was a point when I looked at my friend, not the coach, not the AD. I looked at my friend and I knew. And he looked at me and said, "I'm not always going to be here, Lydia." I said, I get that.
W.T. passed away in May of 2019.
Coach Drew had called me. He was like, "Darwin, you got time to talk?" And I was like, "Yes, sir, always." And that was the worst that hit that I ain't never think I would hear.
When he passed, it was like everything that he had set out to accomplish that year, he had got to check off everything down the list, and it was like his work was done and he was tired, and he went home.
We were very close. I was the one that always wanted to please Dad, always wanted to be with him at work. That's why that's why I coached. That was the relationship we had through sports. Being able to work with him the last 8 years was, something I would never want to change.
He was his witty, smart aleck self the whole time. He was W.T. It was good. It really was good. It was hard, but he was ready. He was ready.
The last words he told me was, "Darwin, always keep your eyes on the cross and make me proud." I can still hear his voice to this day.
Faith was one of W.T.'s defining characteristics, a quality he integrated into the relationships he built. But next to his faith, the most important thing to W.T. were the players he coached, including Darwin Barlow.
You hate to say that one child was special, because W.T. had a special relationship with a lot of kids, but they did have a special bond.
Junior year, when he told me that it was time for me to step up, in my heart I knew I had to get it right, because I knew the dreams and goals I had for myself. Do great in college, get my degree, do great things. And when he passed, I knew I had to make sure that I do that for sure.
First of many touchdowns for Barlow here in Fort Worth, Texas.
The first week of football was extremely hard. Going to that game was a turning point for me.
When I scored, everything just came back to me while I was doing football. I just pointed up because I knew he was there.
And it was just like, I knew everything was okay. We're all better because of that. And it meant a lot to me, it really did.
I knew he was proud, I just knew he was.
W.T. used his role as a football coach to become so much more. And even though he worked in a profession measured by a score, his greatest success didn't come from wins or losses. Instead, it came from the impact he had on the lives he changed.
You can't speak about Newton without talking about W.T. Johnston.
He is your quintessential Texas football coach. He was hard and yet tender. He loved his kids. He loved the game, constantly giving and caring for his kids.
You got to get kids to play for you. They've got to love you enough that, hey, coach wants us to play football, and that's what we're going to do for him. And that's what they did for W.T. I mean, if he wanted to go out and play horseshoes, they would be all in because he had built that relationship where they would do anything for him.
He would just sit him down in the middle of practice and just start talking about life. I want to see you come back in 10 years and you're a good father, you're a good husband. He stressed, you got to teach them how to grow up and be young men.
50 years from now, they'll always remember this. This will be a special time. If I've done right, a part of me is going to live in them.
And I just get goosebumps even now thinking about it, because isn't that what all of us want as a parent, as a friend, as a coach? A piece of him is in all those kids, in me, and all the people he impacted.
He left a lot of knowledge with us, not just about football, but in our lives, and he'll just be a part of us forever, and we won't never forget him.
He was like a second dad. In a football mindset, he was a father to many.
The type of man he was made me want to play for him. It made me want to be like him, help our community, help out his family, and keep God in my life. And I know that's all he wanted from us.
I told him this would be the last lesson I would ever teach him, is how to live before you die, and where you put your strength and where you put your belief.
I hope not just these players, but other people got something from that as well. Part of me knows that that's why God put him in that position. I believe that was his purpose here, was to leave that legacy.
We would like to share our sincerest appreciation to the town of Newton, the high school, and the Johnston family for allowing us to share W.T's story. He is greatly missed and will forever be in our hearts.